In 2025, we have welcomed 7 data experts to the Big Analytics Queries, grown in 1,500 subscribers and had just over 9,000 views. Using data for good is at the core of what we do at Simpson Associates. In this clip, Georgia and Matt discuss the updates to Azure Map layers, detailing how this can have multiple impacts.
One more that I've got is the updates to Azure Maps. So I actually had a customer email me the other day about this, asking when is this going to be released, when is this available, because there's a load of new functionality for Azure Maps. So for example, one of them is you can have paths in your map now, rather than just the bubbles or pie charts and stuff that you had previously. You can actually use lat long pairs to plot out a route. So my Strava report is about to get a brand new update, because previously you had to use third-party custom visuals and stuff like that, but now I can actually just use the default
So what
visuals.
is this Strava report? Are you tracking your runs?
Yeah, exactly. Pace, tracking where I went, comparing that to previous runs to make sure I'm getting improvement.
And now you'll be able to see the run itself.
Yeah.
Find those sectors where
I'm slowing down or going quicker.
Yeah.
Find improvements.
It's a data channel, Matt, not your fitness channel.
Thanks.
No, but that can be useful for other things. I mean, obviously your Strava runs, but
Which are very important.
Which are very important.
Thank you.
But also, I was speaking the other day about using that for patrol data. So being able to look at where patrols sort of are walking around, I guess, in different areas for police data. That's a really good benefit of the Azure Map layers there as well.
Microsoft Purview is a game-changing tool that brings together governance, security, risk, and compliance capabilities. In this video, Reese describes what exactly Purview is and its benefits. Why don't you start by explaining what Microsoft Purview is and what you can do with it?
Yeah, so Purview itself is fundamentally a data governance tool, and that's where we'll be focusing on today. I think that there's a bunch of different arms to Purview, and there's a lot that it can do. As it progresses, more and more things are being added and grouped in along the security and networking and all of those. But Purview itself, the area that we're focusing on is the data governance side. And so what that means in a nutshell is, where is your data? How do you manage it? And how do you access it? How do you secure it? How do you just manage a whole data estate? How does it, where does it sit and who owns it, and everything to do with it, really.
Security and governance are not just desirable, these are essential. In this clip, Ash explores how data virtualization can transform common issues faced, making sure that the right people have the right access.
It can also help with security and governance. By pulling all your data into one place, it means you're governing it in one place. What we see a lot of is teams who are accessing data sources directly, and it means that the individual teams have the credentials to the sources, and normally they have carte blanche to access all that data. So by bringing the data access into one place, it means it can be managed in one place, and you can just give people access to the data they need. Say like half a data source. Like a property team might only need access to some of a social care system, rather than like the rent type stuff.
Rather than access to everything, and it allows you to use that least permissions, or role of least permission.
Yeah, principle of least privilege. Yeah.
Staying ahead of the curve is crucial in data engineering. We've dived into its features and capabilities in this video, with Daisy discussing the modern approach, the difference between ETL and ELT, and much more. So we've covered the more traditional approaches and what that looks like. Why don't you talk more about the modern approach and what solutions there are to those problems that we've mentioned?
So the modern orchestration route now is to go for something called ELT. That's where you extract from your databases, then load your data into something called a data lake, and then transform it later. So benefits of that being that because your data lake is all file-based, you're not trying to, you don't need your data to be in a particular form to be able to save it off from the source system. So if a new column's added, it doesn't matter at that loading stage, because It's just saved in
Just into a file, so it doesn't break it later down. So instead of the ETL versus the ELT, you kind of have more error tolerance, I guess.
Yeah, and like if something does go wrong in your transformations, you've then got that security net that at least you've got the data there. So throughout the day, you can fix your presentation there and things, but you don't have to touch the source system again at all.
Managing your data platform can provide challenges such as system downtime, security breaches, and unnecessary costs. In this clip, Richard dives into how to best manage your data platform, avoiding the common pitfalls. So how would you recommend is a good way to manage that Azure data platform?
So I think first of all, it's understanding like the criticality and the actual the use of that data platform and the teams that rely on that data insights. I think without truly understanding that, you could either you could over-manage it or you could under-manage it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think understanding first that like how important that platform is to your business, and then structuring how you manage it from that. I mean, we personally look at kind of 4 main areas being availability, performance, security, and cost optimization.
AI is no longer a future concept, it's a tool for today. We've tackled the tough questions about its role in the workplace, and in this clip, Matt and Georgia dive into the practical power of tools like Copilot. Question number 6 for you all. What are 2 of the benefits of the new feature Copilot in notebooks?
It increases the productivity, or your productivity, sorry, and it makes projects easier to maintain.
It does indeed. In the next few months, we will cover exciting data and AI topics, such as AI-powered redaction, agentic AI, and real-time analytics. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey with us. From 6 months ago to today, you've seen how data powers smarter decisions. Make sure to subscribe and watch the latest videos.